Ladies and gentlemen, take the risk or lose the chance. How often do we find ourselves at a crossroads, staring into the unknown, our hearts pounding with both excitement and fear? The road ahead is shrouded in uncertainty, the safety of what we know behind us, and the vast possibility of what could be waiting beyond the horizon. It is in these moments that we are confronted with a choice: to take the risk or to retreat into the comfort of familiarity. Risk is the currency of progress. Without it, life remains a series of stagnant moments, dreams deferred, and potential unrealized. Yet, risk is daunting. It demands sacrifice, vulnerability, and the courage to face failure head-on. Many hesitate. They cling to the safe path, believing that it will shield them from harm, from loss, from disappointment. But in doing so, they lose something far more valuable: the chance to grow, to learn, to become more than what they are today. Take a moment and consider the most successful people you admire. The entrepreneurs who built empires from nothing, the artists who challenged the norms and created masterpieces, the leaders who changed the course of history. None of them achieved greatness without risk. They stepped into the unknown when the path was unclear. They faced rejection, failure, and sometimes ridicule. Yet they persisted because they understood a fundamental truth: to gain the extraordinary, you must risk the ordinary. Risk is not recklessness. It is calculated courage. It is the willingness to act despite uncertainty and fear. Fear is a natural response. It signals that what lies ahead matters deeply. The key is not to eliminate fear, but to move forward in spite of it. Courage doesn't mean absence of fear. It means action in the face of fear. The opportunity you seek will not wait for you to be ready. It will not knock politely on your door asking for permission. It demands that you leap before you see the ground. It asks that you trust yourself, that you believe in your ability to navigate the unknown. And this trust is the foundation of all risk taking. Think about the consequences of not taking the risk. What happens if you choose safety over growth? Over time, you may find yourself trapped in a life that feels smaller than your dreams. Regret will creep in, whispering reminders of chances missed and paths not taken. The cost of playing it safe is not safety, it is stagnation. The paradox of risk is that it is both terrifying and exhilarating. It strips away the illusion of control and replaces it with possibility. The very act of risking creates momentum, pushing you toward your goals, your dreams, your destiny. So, how do you cultivate the courage to take risks? Start by redefining failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. Each failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, a vital piece of the puzzle. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to propel yourself forward. Next, prepare yourself mentally and emotionally. Develop resilience, discipline, and a growth mindset. Understand that the journey will be difficult, but every challenge you overcome strengthens your ability to face the next. Surround yourself with people who support your vision and challenge you to be better. Distance yourself from naysayers who plant seeds of doubt and fear. Finally, take action. Dreams remain dreams until you do. The smallest step forward is better than 1,000 moments of hesitation. Each action builds confidence and opens doors that were previously invisible. Remember, time is a limited resource. Every moment spent in fear or hesitation is a moment lost forever. Your dreams are not going to chase you. You must chase them, and chasing them requires risk. You are capable of more than you imagine. The world needs your boldness, your ideas, your unique contributions. Do not let fear steal your future. Take the risk or lose the chance. Taking risks is inherently tied to growth. Think about nature. A seed buried deep in the soil faces darkness, pressure, and uncertainty. Yet it must push through the earth, risking exposure to harsh elements, predators, and storms. Only by taking this risk does the seed grow into a towering tree. Just like that seed, you must push through your fears and doubts to reach the light of your potential. The process of risking reveals who you truly are. It tests your character, your resolve, and your values. When the going gets tough, do you quit or persevere? Do you shrink back into safety or charge forward into the unknown? Every risk is a mirror reflecting your inner strength and commitment. Many people believe that success is about luck being in the right place at the right time, but luck favors the prepared and the bold. When you take risks, you position yourself to meet opportunities that others miss because they refuse to step outside their comfort zones. You become a magnet for possibility. The truth is, you will never feel 100% ready. No one does. Waiting for perfect timing is an illusion that keeps you stuck. The courageous act is to move forward despite uncertainty. This is how breakthroughs happen: when you defy the odds, break the pattern, and refuse to settle. Risk forces you to confront your fears: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of loss. These are the shadows lurking behind every big decision. But fear is also a teacher. It shows you what you value most and what you are willing to fight for. When you face fear head on, you shrink its power and grow your confidence. Risk taking requires sacrifice. It demands you give up short-term comfort for long-term gain. It asks you to endure discomfort, criticism, and sometimes loneliness. But the reward is a life filled with meaning, passion, and fulfillment, a life where you look back knowing you gave everything to your dreams. There is no guarantee in risk. Sometimes you will fail spectacularly. Sometimes you will lose more than you bargained for. But these experiences shape your story. They build resilience and wisdom that no easy victory can provide. The most inspiring stories are those where people failed and rose again, each time stronger and more determined. Consider this: if you never risk, you will never truly live. You will exist in the shadows of your own potential, never stepping into the light of who you are meant to be. Life is too short for half measures and what-ifs. It is a call to arms to fight for your dreams with everything you have. Taking risk also means embracing vulnerability. It means allowing yourself to be seen, to be imperfect, and to face rejection. But vulnerability is not weakness, it is strength. It connects us to others and to our deepest selves. It opens doors to creativity, innovation, and authentic relationships. In every field, the innovators, the pioneers, the game changers were willing to be vulnerable and take risks that others avoided. They dared to be different, to challenge the status quo, and to forge new paths. And because of their courage, the world changed for the better. What is your risk? What is your chance waiting on the other side of fear? Is it starting a business, changing careers, pursuing a passion, or expressing your true self? Whatever it is, know this: the price of inaction is far greater than the price of risk. It is natural to desire security and certainty, but the paradox is that true security comes from adaptability and courage, not from clinging to what feels safe. When you learn to embrace risk, you build a foundation that can weather any storm. The first step in taking risk is clarity. Get clear on what you want, why you want it, and what you are willing to sacrifice to get there. Without clarity, risk becomes aimless and reckless. With clarity, risk becomes a strategic tool for growth and transformation. Next, break down your risk into manageable steps. You don't have to leap into the abyss all at once. You can test the waters, gather information, and prepare yourself. This calculated approach balances courage with wisdom. Surround yourself with mentors and allies who believe in your vision and push you to be your best. Their guidance and encouragement will sustain you when the path gets difficult. Remember that risk-taking is a skill that can be developed. The more you practice, the more comfortable you become with uncertainty and failure. Over time, you will build a mindset that sees risk not as a threat, but as an opportunity. Your story is unique. Your dreams are yours alone. Don't let fear of failure or judgment rob you of the chance to live fully. Take the risk, embrace the unknown, lose the chance, or find your chance in risk. When you take the risk, you send a message to yourself and the world that you are committed to your destiny. You refuse to settle for less than your potential, and that is the beginning of greatness. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every masterpiece began with a decision to risk. The risk to try, to fail, to try again. This cycle of risk and resilience is the engine of progress. So stand tall, look fear in the eye, Take a deep breath and step forward. Your future is waiting. Your chance is here. When we truly understand what it means to take a risk, we realize it is not merely a decision, but a way of life. It's the embodiment of faith in yourself, faith in your vision, and faith in the journey, regardless of the outcome. To take the risk is to say, I trust my capacity to overcome whatever comes my way. This trust does not come from arrogance or blind optimism. It arises from deep self-awareness and preparation. You know your strengths, you accept your weaknesses, and you commit to learning every step of the way. The risk taker is not reckless, but thoughtful and intentional. Consider the alternative, living a life where fear controls your choices. A life where you avoid discomfort at all costs, where your dreams stay locked away because they seem too risky. This life might feel safe, but it is a prison, a slow death of spirit and ambition. Risk breaks the chains of fear, it sets you free, but freedom comes at a price. The price of risk is uncertainty, vulnerability, and sometimes failure. And yet, without this price, there is no reward. This is the fundamental law of growth. Every time you say yes to risk, you grow stronger. You expand your capacity to handle challenges. You build resilience. You learn to trust yourself, even when the path is unclear. The process is rarely smooth. The path is riddled with setbacks and obstacles. But it is in overcoming these trials that you discover the true measure of your character. Ask yourself, what are you willing to risk for your dream? Your comfort, your relationships, your reputation, the answers to these questions define your boundaries and your courage. Risk also means letting go of the need for control. We live in a culture obsessed with certainty and predictability. But life, by its very nature, is unpredictable. The more you try to control every variable, the more you limit your potential. Instead, embrace uncertainty as a canvas of opportunity. When you relinquish the illusion of control, you open yourself to creativity and possibility. Taking risks requires a mindset shift. It means moving from a scarcity mentality, where you fear loss, to an abundance mentality, where you trust in the endless possibilities of life. This mindset frees you from the paralysis of fear and propels you toward action. The stakes are high, but so are the rewards. Success, fulfillment, and joy live on the other side of risk. Remember, the most successful people have one thing in common. They were willing to take risks that others weren't. Look at the inventors who changed the world. They risked ridicule and failure to pursue ideas others dismissed. Look at the leaders who transformed societies. They risked their power and safety for a greater cause. Look at the artists who created beauty from uncertainty. Their legacy is a testament to the power of risk. And your legacy, it is waiting to be written. Don't let fear steal your story. Take the risk. Seize the chance. Transform your life. To truly embrace risk, you must first understand that it is not a single event, but a continuous process, a commitment to stepping beyond your comfort zone day after day. The courage to face uncertainty, to act without guarantees, and to keep moving forward despite setbacks is what defines those who achieve extraordinary lives. It's easy to admire risk takers from afar, but to be one yourself means embracing discomfort. It means choosing growth over comfort, potential over security. This is not easy, it is often lonely and demanding, yet it is deeply rewarding. Each risk you take teaches you something invaluable. It reveals strengths you didn't know you had, teaches you lessons no classroom can provide, and expands your capacity to dream bigger. Risk requires sacrifice. It demands that you give up certainty and embrace possibility. You might have to let go of familiar routines, stable incomes, or even relationships that no longer support your growth. But every sacrifice you make is an investment in your future, an investment in becoming the person you are meant to be. Think about your greatest goals. What is standing between you and achieving them? Often it's the fear of the unknown. Fear that you might fail, fear that you might lose, fear that you might not be enough. But here's the truth. The risk of not trying, the risk of playing it safe, is far greater. It is the risk of regret, the risk of wondering what if. For the rest of your life, when you take a risk, you reclaim your power. You choose to be an active participant in your own destiny rather than a passive observer. Risk fuels innovation. It breaks down old patterns and creates space for new ideas. The greatest breakthroughs in history happened because someone dared to challenge the status quo. Risk is also a form of self-respect. It is saying to yourself, I believe in my worth enough to chase what matters. So how do you become comfortable with risk? How do you move from fear to action? Start by changing your relationship with failure. Failure is not the end, it is feedback. It is a necessary part of the learning process. Every failure brings you closer to success, provided you learn and adjust. Develop resilience. Life will knock you down, but you get to decide how many times you get back up. Each time you rise, you grow stronger and wiser. Build a support system. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your vision. Their encouragement can make the difference when fear creeps in. Create a plan, but be flexible. Set goals, prepare, and take calculated risks. But be ready to adapt as you learn and grow. Celebrate progress, no matter how small. Each step forward is a victory and fuels the momentum to keep going. Remember, risk is not about being reckless. It's about being courageous and intentional. The chance you seek is waiting, but it won't wait forever. Time is fleeting, and hesitation can be costly. Take the risk or lose the chance. You have within you the strength to face fear, the wisdom to learn from failure, and the courage to pursue your dreams. Your future is created by the risks you take today, so go forth boldly, leap into the unknown. Take the risk because the chance you seek is on the other side. Risk is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the space where transformation happens. To cross this bridge, you must be willing to step into uncertainty and embrace the possibility of failure. Yet, this step is also the gateway to growth, opportunity, and fulfillment. Every person who has achieved something remarkable understands this instinctively. They know that without risk, there is no progress, no innovation, no real achievement. Think about what life would look like if no one ever risked anything, if no one ever dared to try, to explore, or to challenge the norm. We would be trapped in sameness, stuck in repetition, and deprived of evolution. Risk-taking is not just a personal act. It is a force that propels humanity forward. Each risk you take contributes to the collective momentum of progress. But taking risks isn't easy. It requires a mindset that embraces discomfort. It demands courage when the voice inside whispers doubts. It challenges you to hold your vision steady even when the path seems unclear. When you decide to take the risk, you activate your potential. You say to yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, I am ready to grow. This mindset transforms how you approach challenges. Instead of fearing failure, you view it as a stepping stone. Instead of avoiding uncertainty, you lean into it. The process of taking risk is also a process of self-discovery. You learn who you are beyond your fears. You uncover reserves of strength, creativity, and resilience you never knew existed. Every risk taken is a story of courage. It is a narrative of a person who chose action over inaction, hope over fear, and possibility over limitation. If you want to live a life of meaning and impact, you must become comfortable with risk. It's a skill that can be developed through practice and mindset shifts. Start by setting clear goals. When you know what you want, risk becomes a tool rather than a threat. You can assess the potential rewards and costs with clarity. Next, prepare for setbacks. Expect them as part of the journey. Use them to learn, adjust, and move forward. Build a community that supports your vision. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow and who celebrate your progress. Practice gratitude for the opportunities risk brings. Each challenge is a chance to learn and expand, and finally, take action. Dreams remain dreams without action. The smallest step forward breaks the inertia of fear and opens the door to possibility. Remember, every great achievement in history started with someone taking a risk. The inventor, the artist, the leader, they all faced uncertainty, but they chose to move forward anyway. The same courage lives within you. So take the risk, embrace the chance, step boldly into your future. The world is waiting for your contribution. Don't let fear hold you back. Your time is now. Here's part 7, continuing the speech with around 1,500 words. Risk is the language of possibility. It is the door to a future filled with promise. Without risk, dreams remain locked away in the realm of imagination. To take risk is to say yes to life's fullest potential. It is to embrace uncertainty with confidence and curiosity. It is to choose growth over comfort, action over hesitation. But risk is not easy. It asks you to face your deepest fears and insecurities. It demands that you step into the unknown without guarantees. Courage to take risk comes from a deep belief in yourself and your vision. It is the knowledge that no matter the outcome, you have the strength to overcome. Think about the stories of those who achieved greatness. They were not free from fear or doubt. They simply chose to act anyway. Your story is no different. The same courage that fueled their journeys lives within you. You have the power to shape your destiny through the risks you take. Start by getting clear on your why. Why do you want to take this risk? What is at stake? What will achieving your goal mean for you and those around you? When your why is strong, it becomes a beacon that guides you through the uncertainty. Next, break your risk into manageable steps. You don't have to leap blindly. You can plan, prepare, and take incremental actions. Each step forward builds momentum and reduces fear. Develop a growth mindset. See challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. Embrace failure as part of the process. Surround yourself with a tribe of supporters, people who believe in you and challenge you to grow. Remember, risk is not about perfection. It's about progress. Every time you take a risk, you build your confidence and expand your comfort zone. The greatest risk is never taking one. The greatest loss is never trying. Take the risk or lose the chance. Your life depends on it. Taking the risk is an act of faith in yourself and in the vision you carry. It is a declaration that your dreams matter more than your fears. This faith is not blind. It is forged through self-awareness, preparation, and resilience. The greatest barrier to risk-taking is often the fear of failure. But failure is not the enemy. It is a necessary companion on the road to success. Without failure, you never push your limits, never learn, and never grow. Each failure provides invaluable lessons: what works, what doesn't, what needs to change. The risk-taker views failure as feedback, not defeat. The journey of risk is also a journey inward. It reveals your true character, your values, and your commitment. It tests your resolve and sharpens your focus. When you take risks, you open doors to opportunities you never imagined. You expand your network, your skills, and your confidence. Risk-taking requires courage, but courage is not the absence of fear. It is action despite fear. It is standing up when it would be easier to sit down. It is moving forward when you want to retreat. Developing courage is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Start with small risks. Speak up when it's uncomfortable. Try a new task. Reach out to someone new. Each small act builds your confidence for bigger challenges. Surround yourself with people who inspire and support you. Their belief in your potential will fuel your own. Remember, the risk you avoid today may become the regret you carry tomorrow. Don't let fear rob you of your future. Take the risk and claim your chance.